to ensure they receive the correct information as they go about making their decision in EB5. For our sponsors, for our members who are participating here, they're looking to help fund their economic development projects. They're looking for clients for their immigration law firms. But IIUSA, we represent over 300 organizations in the US and around the world. We're here to ensure the whole industry is able to function in India, able to ensure that investors here understand the process, so they can then go about beginning their journey through the program. So to answer your question, the reason we're here is because the investors are here, and we want to make sure those investors have the correct information to make the right decisions for them.
I get you what you answer. Okay. Any more questions, please? I think we also got the general FAQs. I think Sugandha, if you can just share that as well. Yeah.
And not up to the potential, despite your strong global knowledge.
So again, that's not really in the purview of what we do as Invest in the USA and EB5, but from our perspective, we can say that the potential for EB5 investment into the United States is massive. India in particular has a lot of room for growth. That's what we're doing here, is we're educating the potential investors. EB5 as a whole is a small program in the grand scheme of bilateral economic development between the India and the United States. We're very small potatoes. But from our perspective, as representing the EB5 industry, we think and we believe that we're just getting started. As Aaron noted, we have a 5-year program, 5-year reauthorization now, and India was sadly was our second stop on our most recent international trips. But India is a very key market, and we were here as quickly as we could because we believe that the bilateral agreements, the bilateral exchange between India and the United States has room for growth, and we also believe, of course, that Indian investors want to be in the United States. So that's, again, specific to EB5, but there's a lot of room for growth there.
I think,
Yeah, please.
well, I would just add that perhaps in the grand scheme of things, with regards to trade and investment not being up to the potential of your question, I think it's fair to say that that's accurate. I would agree that right now, given everything from COVID to supply chain shortfalls and workforce development issues, that actually the EB5 program in the United States is probably an anomaly. It stands out as something that is wildly successful and poised to be even more so. That might be as close to the tie as I can offer, just to note that it is an anomaly among the topics to be raised in a good way.
I think you got the answer. Okay, can we take the next question, please?
Sir, what is the main motive behind of the organizing the first EB5 passport roadshow in India?
Okay. The question is basically what's the reason or what's the motivation factor for doing a roadshow in India for EB5? Sure.
And to be clear, this is by no means our first event in India. We've been hosting events in India since 2016. Like I mentioned before, EB5 is a very large market for our members. But again, the purpose of these events for us as the association for this industry is to ensure prospective investors are educated.
U.S. workers. And it shouldn't be overlooked that the investments that are made are just that. They are investments. And the people making those investments should and do expect a return on those investments. It just so happens that in the mix there is also the added benefit of securing an EB5 visa and ultimately, hopefully, permanent residency in the U.S. Because it has been painted with an immigration brush, the program has also suffered, unfortunately, in my opinion, from the throes of political winds and dispositions in the United States that are part and parcel of U.S. immigration policy. Most recently, the program itself, well, it was back in June of 2021, the program itself, EB5 investment program itself, expired. Congress failed to reauthorize it, and it left investors who had made commitments to the program, who had covered all of their obligations, only would they be able to keep their place in line with regards to their visa application process, but also what was going to happen to their investment. Fortunately, IIUSA, in conjunction with other stakeholders in the United States, we were able to bootstrap the entire process and finally get the program reauthorized, not just for a year, which is what it had typically been year in and year out, but we were able to get it reauthorized for 5 years. It offers a tremendous amount of stability for the program, and it should offer a tremendous amount of stability for investors as well. And I think that as the U.S. government, the administration works through implementing the new law, we're going to see all sorts of additional ups and downs and twists and turns as to timing and obligations of the regional centers that IIUSA represents. But ultimately, I believe firmly that the program is not only back on track, but it's back on track in a robust way. And as I said, it's back